you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere you say, anywhere.
So what's good? What's good? Listen, look, hold on. Let me get this off real quick. What's going on, everybody? So yeah, I'm not going to do my usual intro with this right here. And it's been a long time since I went live, but I decided to go live for Mr. Charlie. This is a serious situation here. This is a huge issue. And the problem here is that we're living in a day and time to where when people have an opinion or they're trying to, exercise their First Amendment rights, you got certain people that want to get upset. You got certain people that don't want to see it that way. And they want to take their First Amendment rights instead of speaking out against it and stating their facts or whatever. They want to, pick up certain, they want to pick up guns and do all types of things to hurt other people because they're enraged about the way things are not going their way. This is sad. This is very sad to see Mr. Clark go out like this. This is unnecessary. This is evil. This is not the way we need to live life in America here. This is not what we work hard to come to where we're taking out, political figures or anybody that has an opinion. This man's children is finna be growing up and seeing all this mess that's going on. I'm seeing pictures online. They're actually capturing the moments of him actually being shot in the neck, and they're posting it online. And it's just horrible that people are out here doing these types of things. But listen, look, man, we're going to start diving off into this. We're going to hear from people, from Twitter. We're going to hear from the news. We're going to hear everything that's going on. Allegedly, they captured somebody. So, it's crazy out here. So we're going to dive off into this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
And again, Charlie Kirk has died after being shot at Utah Valley University. You heard John mention there that he welcomed debate, wanted to engage on college campuses, was known for his conservative views, though he welcomed people from the other side of the aisle and tried to engage with them, engaging in debate, heated debate at times. And in fact, as John mentions, It was during one of those questions, one of those debate-like moments that this horrible event played out in Utah today. Let's get the latest on the suspect, because for a time, school officials had said a suspect was in custody, but police at this hour say the suspect is still at large. And again,
okay, so we're going through a little recap here, and I'm showing some things and what was presented just a few hours ago from the time of me making this broadcast here. So we're just going through the steps, checking things out, hearing what people have to say about this horrible situation that's just unfolded today.
Maxine, thank you. Joining us live right now is law enforcement expert Sergeant Betsy Smith. Sergeant Smith, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. And I just want to say that the National Police Association, who I'm a spokesman for, we know Charlie Kirk. We have been supporters of Turning Point USA. We go to the conference that Charlie started. And I live in Southern Arizona. I've met Charlie Kirk. I've been to his campus events. And, this is just beyond horrific, this entire situation.
Yeah, we've had a number of instances like this now. Betsy, of course, you know that attempted assassination attempt on President Trump. This event has happened. A former Minnesota lawmaker and her husband killed. So there's been a lot of violence. What kind of security would you normally have an event like this? And what do you say about those people who are saying kind of the temperature in the country about this agitation needs to be brought down?
Well, Charlie Kirk is a very affable young man. Despite what the left likes to say about him, he doesn't go to these campuses to engage people in an angry way. He's very funny. He's very factual. And he invites everyone to come, left, right, apolitical, whatever. And he just wants to debate with facts. Turning Point USA is a very popular organization with young people, and it's because of Charlie Kirk's influence that they are so popular. So how do you secure an event like this? Charlie always has his own security, but as you've seen from the video, this is a huge event. It's a huge campus. This was a long, presumably a rifle shot. So it's very difficult to provide the complete security you would see, for example, at an event like a presidential rally.
Right.
And, before they keep going, that's definitely the truth. And, because Charlie wasn't like, of course, the president or, with that type of detail, it's no way that he could have possibly had a detail that would have protected him from some long range rifleman like that. And even with the security that was on campus or the police that was on campus, because, of course, I think the campus does have its own police system. It's impossible to protect from something like that, which it's crazy. But this is where we at right here. This is totally sad.
Betsy, we are hearing from the Associated Press, sadly, and I want to say that they are pronouncing Charlie Kirk has in fact died. Your thoughts and your reaction, of course, for his family and children.
His beautiful wife, Erica, who is an incredibly strong young woman, and whose two amazing kids are going to recover from this and go on. I have so many friends here in Southern Arizona who work for Turning Point USA, and this organization will continue to thrive and to flourish. But what people need to understand is that this needs to be an absolute, and I will use the words, a turning point in America. We can no longer allow political violence, and we've got to be honest that it comes primarily from the left. We have a beautiful young man who is dead because people lie and people say things rather than debate and talk facts.
Hey, I definitely agree with everything she just said. And we know the truth out here. We know the truth. And she's speaking the facts about what the situation is, who's actually responsible for this type of horrible tragedy in the middle of the day in front of all these people, when this man was just trying to do what he normally does, debates and stuff like that. I see other content creators do debates the same way. And, we shouldn't have this problem with our content creators and stuff like that, or, you know, the major figures and stuff, being able to speak in public. This is crazy out here. Whatever happened to just throwing lettuce and tomatoes? You know, if you don't agree. Like, I mean, come on, people.
It's to be a true turning point in America.
Right. It is a sad day, Betsy, but I'm sure you would acknowledge individuals have to be held accountable for their actions, and we can't simply, with a broad brush, paint a group for the actions of individuals.
You've got to be honest about where political violence right now is coming from in this country. And right now it's coming from the left. We've got to be honest in our conversations when we talk about political violence. Not everyone who's left-leaning is violent, but we've got to be honest in our conversations. A lot of people lied about Charlie Kirk, and that may be one of the reasons that he is deceased. We need to tell the truth, and we need to stop politicizing everything and stop talking about guns and start talking about criminals. For the last 3 weeks in this country, what we have heard, including from your governor in Maryland, is let's support criminals and let's support illegal aliens. How about let's support the American people and the laws in this country and the organizations out there, like the American law enforcement organizations all throughout this country, who are trying to keep the peace, who are trying to support free speech for everyone. But we have got to start telling the truth.
Sergeant Betsy Smith. Betsy, thank you for joining us.
I'm definitely in agreement with what she said. You know, we got to start telling the truth about this this political climate that we're in and what's going on. You know, that's the reason why I titled the broadcast the way that I did, because yes, it had to be this crazy, outlandish, super left liberal guy that did this. Now, you know what I'm saying? Listen, look, you know, allegedly they haven't caught anybody yet, or allegedly they have. We got a lot to cover here, and this is just the facts. But of course, you know, it had to be some guy. You know, ain't too many chicks getting up on roofs shooting people with snipers. So, you know, let's just be honest here. And this is where we at in today's society here. And we cannot negate that the left has been doing a lot of dangerous stuff these past 4 years and stuff. You know, I've heard Kamala come out and the AOC and everybody's, you know, yeah, of course, everybody giving their condolences, as they should be. I'm glad that they are not trying to politicize this, you know, that they actually are showing that they do have common sense. And that's how I know that these left people do have common fucking sense, is because now they're showing that they have common sense and sympathy and empathy. But you know what I'm saying, we need more of that from the left side instead of just all this outlandish crazy stuff that's going on here. So we're about to go here now and we're about to check something out. I think this is sure, hold on, I think this is the moment they was carrying Charlie Clark out. Let's go here now. Clark, sorry.
Station KTVX. Here's a new video, by the way. This is from earlier, Charlie Kirk being rushed away. And now let's join their live coverage and see what they're picking up after the death of Charlie Kirk.
Your thoughts here, what you're seeing, what you're hearing now that we have that confirmation?
Well, absolutely heartbroken. I mean, Charlie Kirk, one of the biggest political activists in the world, who advocates for free speech, here on campus, talking with students. There's a few students who were able to exchange ideas, and we talked to students who had different ideas, just said that they appreciate that he came on campus, is willing to have a conversation with them. To hear President Trump now say that he's dead is just, it's heartbreaking, and it's also just shocking because of how contentious campuses are when he goes to them. We know that Turning Point USA says they're active on 3,500 different campuses. They have a lot of supporters. And the part that makes Turning Point USA so interesting on social media is that there are other students with different voices that participate at these events. So we know that Charlie Kirk travels to all these different campuses with his security team. We also know that campuses are alerted ahead of time when Charlie Kirk comes and speaks at different campuses across the United States. So what exactly happened here? How many police, how many security were at this event? What was the process of them making sure that students were coming in, weren't armed, or anybody else who was?
Man, this is sad, bro. Oh my goodness, man. Jesus Christ. This is crazy. With his family there too. Let's not forget about this. Yes, his wife and children were at the event. Man, these people out here, bro, they need to find really whoever this is, make sure that the evidence is there that this individual did this, and they need to publicly scrutinize and publicly lynch this cat. And I don't mean, with the rope and stuff. I'm talking about through the justice system. They need to make this public and make him a prime example.
Coming in, because remember, this wasn't just students. We heard from different employees in the area, students from other campuses who attended events like this. And we got a chance to speak to one of them now. If I could go ahead and have you step a little closer to me. First of all, were you in attendance, and how far were you from the speaking?
Yes, I was in attendance today. I was probably 10, 15 feet away from Charlie Kirk, so pretty close to him.
Yeah. What did you see?
I'm sure you've already described it. I don't know if I want to describe it again, but it was pretty traumatizing, pretty terrible. What happened? Just an overall sad situation.
And you were telling us that did it appear like there was a lot of security there, or not much?
No, I mean, we registered for tickets, but they weren't even looking for tickets. Anyone could just walk in. It was at probably the worst place in campus because there's so many areas where anyone can just walk in. So yeah, I would say the security level. I would say UVU kind of felt him in a way.
Well, you followed Charlie for some time now, right?
Yeah.
So you see, like, when Turning Point USA goes to different campuses, like how contentious it could be, right? Yes. Was it surprising that there wasn't more checks and balances entering the campus?
I think it was super surprising, yes. I think for sure in an event like this where there's debate and Charlie, sometimes he likes to provoke, they should have a lot more security just because everyone's welcome. So.
Tell me a little bit about the aftermath after this gunshot went off. What happened afterwards?
So I was with one of my good friends, and as soon as the gun went off, we both hit the floor, started praying. Everyone was screaming, and then we got up and we just started running, and we made it to our apartment. So.
Yeah, you're right around this area. Did you see any students kind of get injured as everyone was trying to escape?
No, but I did see a select group of students who stood up and cheered after the fact, which was really sad to see.
You're kidding me.
No.
Well,
thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download.
Man, that's crazy. Hold on. Did he say they set up and cheered? They set up and cheered. Man, wow. Oh my goodness, these people are fucking horrible out here. These people are fucking horrible, bro. They're horrible. You're gonna sit up and cheer at. Hold on, let me choose my words carefully here. You're gonna sit up and cheer after seeing a man shot like that, or anybody shot. This could have been anybody, not necessarily just Charlie Kirk. It could have been anybody. And you mean to tell me you're going to sit up and cheer? Wait, man. And is this where we at? Is this where we at? Is this where we at? I want to see some footage here. Let's go here now. Check this out. This was the right after Mr. Clark got shot.
It happened in broad daylight at an event at Utah Valley University. As Charlie Kirk addressed the crowd, a single fatal shot was fired.
I hear up top, I just saw him grab, it looked like his neck, and there's just blood pouring out everywhere, and his eyes kind of rolled back.
This video shows security rushing 31-year-old Charlie Kirk to the hospital. The panicked crowd ran for cover.
It's traumatizing, it scares. I don't even want to go to school tomorrow.
President Trump confirmed the death on Truth Social. Kirk was a rising star in conservative politics and a fierce ally of the president's. He was a co-founder of Turning Point USA, which advocates for conservative politics on university campuses. Well known to CBS News chief Washington analyst Bob Costa.
I have covered Charlie Kirk for a long time, have spoken to him at so many political events over the years. This is someone who has galvanized conservatives across the country. He is seen as someone who was really able to gather the Trump movement, especially those under 30, and make them into a force.
Students streamed off campus as news spread, and from both sides of the political spectrum, lawmakers condemned the shooting, calling for an end to political violence.
And yes, you know, it does need to be an end to political violence. So I'm guessing that was the video there. You know, everything I'm watching with you guys right now, I'm watching it with you guys right now. You know what I'm saying? This is crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? And this is very hurtful for the morale of America, bro. And this is, the whole world is watching this, by the way. The whole world is watching this. They're seeing how we're treating each other over here. And then you wonder why these people come over here and they don't have any respect for us. You wonder why these people sneak over here and they're undermine our jobs and stuff like that and take less pay. You wonder why these people come over here and talk out the side of the next to you. You know what I'm saying? This goes for every culture that's over here. Black, white, it don't fucking matter. You wonder why these outsiders come over here and they, you know, feel like they're entitled and they can just do what they want and live off our system and things like that. And we're supposed to take care of them with our fucking tax dollars and stuff like that. You're wondering why? Because they're looking at us like fucking buffoons. And definitely when tragic shit like this goes down, it's a huge stain on America's morality and shit like that. And it shows the rest of the world that they can just come over here and just do whatever the fuck they want to do. That's what it shows them. That's what it shows them. Let's go here now. We're going to the conference and here in Utah, there in Utah, and see what the officers and everybody has to say here. Let's go here now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here. At this press conference, we will first hear from Utah Department of Public Safety Commissioner Bo Mason. Then we'll hear from the FBI Special Agent in Charge, Robert Bowles. We'll then hear from Utah Valley University Vice President Val Peterson, who's been in touch with President Jimenez. And then we'll hear from Governor Cox. I'll turn the time over to Commissioner Mason.
Hello, everyone. I'm Bo Mason, Commissioner for the Utah Department of Public Safety. Today at approximately 12:20 Mountain Standard Time, political influencer Charlie Kirk was shot at an event at the Utah Valley University. He was taken by private vehicle to Timpanogos Hospital, where he later passed. The Utah Department of Public Safety will be co-leading this criminal investigation to find this killer, along with the Federal Bureau of Investigation. We are working in unison with the County Sheriff's Office, the local police department, and the University Police Department, all of which have been very cooperative and fully engaged in this process. Shortly after the shooting, we did have a suspect in custody, George Zinn, but he was released from custody after we identified that he did not match the shooting suspect and was not an accurate person of interest. However, he has been booked into the county jail by Utah Valley University Police Department for obstruction of justice. We do still have an active investigation for the person of interest. This incident occurred with a large crowd around. There was one shot fired and one victim. While the suspect is at large, we believe this was a targeted attack towards one individual. This is a tragic moment in our state and in our country. As we heal, we encourage everyone who is struggling with news of the incident to call 988, our state mental health crisis line. In addition to that, our partners with the FBI will also be discussing other ways we can communicate through the public for tips and other information. Thank you.
Good afternoon. On behalf of the FBI, we extend our sincerest condolences to the family and friends of Charlie Kirk. Our thoughts are also with the people who witnessed this traumatic event. We know that what you experienced was very difficult. Our thoughts are with you as well. As soon as we heard about the shooting, special agents and personnel from the Salt Lake field office responded immediately. We have full resources devoted to this investigation, including tactical, operational, investigative, and intelligence. To be clear, the FBI will fully support and co-lead this investigation alongside with our partners. We are working on setting up a digital media tip line, and as soon as it's established, we'll get that information out to everyone. I know there's a lot of questions. This is very much an active case, and this investigation is in its early stages. We are following all the leads and all the evidence. If anyone has any information, please report it to the FBI or local law enforcement. Thank you.
On behalf of President Tumenez, who we've been communicating with, and she's on her way back right now, I say that on behalf of Utah Valley University, we are shocked and saddened by the tragic passing of Charlie Kirk. We express our sincere condolences to the Kirk family. We grieve with our students, faculty, and staff who bore witness to this unspeakable tragedy. He was invited by the student group Turning Point USA to speak on our campus. We firmly believe that UVU is a place to share ideas and to debate openly and respectfully. Any attempt to infringe on those rights has no place here. We do not condone any form of violence at UVU and seek to make our campus a safe place for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this dark and tragic occasion. I want to thank our law enforcement officers who are leading this investigation, starting with Chief Long and his response here with the UVU Police Department. We're grateful for your leadership and your team. And again, to the speakers that you've just heard from who are co-leading this investigation. I also want to recognize Sheriff Mike Smith, who has been an invaluable partner as this investigation moves forward. I've been in touch with President Trump, with FBI Director Kash Patel. We are completely aligned with our state and federal partners as we work through this case. Now, this is a dark day for our state. It's a tragic day for our nation. And I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination. We are celebrating 250 years of the founding of this great nation. That founding document, the Declaration of Independence, that this great experiment on which we embarked together 250 years ago, that we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. The first one of those is life.
Right.
And today, a life was taken. Charlie Kirk was first and foremost a husband and a dad to two young children. He was also very much politically involved, and that's why he was here on campus. Charlie believed in the power of free speech and debate to shape ideas and to persuade people. Historically, our university campuses in this nation and here in the state of Utah have been the place where truth and ideas are formulated and debated. And that's what he does. He comes on college campuses and he debates. That is foundational to the formation of our country, to our most basic constitutional rights. And when someone takes the life of a person because of their ideas or their ideals, then that very constitutional foundation is threatened. Now, we have a person of interest in custody. The investigation is ongoing. But I want to make it crystal clear right now to whoever did this, we will find you. We will try you. And we will hold you accountable to the furthest extent of the law. And I just want to remind people that we still have the death penalty here in the state of Utah.
Hey, shit, he wanted to make sure he got that out there. They still got the death penalty. And I believe in this case, if this, whoever this guy is, you know, when they do catch up with him, I believe they're going to imply that. And I don't think he's going to sit on death row for forever like most people do. I don't think they're going to let him do that. I think they not only should they make a public spectacle of him, they should make a prime example of what it means to not go this route in society. Nobody wants this. No logical thinking citizen of this country wants to be deleted for having an opposite opinion of somebody else. Nobody wants this.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
This is not how it goes. And it's tragic that we have to live in a new age to where people are supposed to be so much more smarter in technology and all this crap, but we're still dealing with caveman actions.
Our nation is broken. We've had political assassinations recently in Minnesota. We had an attempted assassination on the governor of Pennsylvania. And we had an attempted assassination on a presidential candidate and former president of the United States, and now current president of the United States. Nothing I say can unite us as a country. Nothing I can say right now can fix what is broken. Nothing I can say can bring back Charlie Kirk. Our hearts are broken. We mourn with his wife, his children, his family, his friends. We mourn as a nation. If anyone in the sound of my voice celebrated even a little bit at the news of this shooting, I would beg you to look in the mirror and to see if you can find a better angel in there somewhere. I don't care what his politics are. I care that he was an American.
Selling your car checklist. Clean it some more. Take pictures.
I definitely agree on that. Let's keep going here. Hold on.
We desperately need our country. We desperately need leaders in our country. But more than the leaders, we just need every single person in this country to think about where we are and where we want to be. To ask ourselves, is this it? Is this what 250 years has wrought on us? I pray that that's not the case. I pray that those who hated what Charlie Kirk stood for will put down their social media and their pens and pray for his family, and that all of us will try to find a way to stop hating our fellow Americans. With that, we're happy to take a few questions.
The FBI director is posting that a suspect is in custody. I would just like clarification. Do you or do you not have a suspected shooter in custody?
We have a person of interest in custody that is being interviewed right now.
That is not George Zinn.
That is not George Zinn. That is correct.
Okay.
Is there any indication of foreign
or
involvement?
looking for another shooter or anybody else related to this?
Yes, we are actively looking for anyone and everyone who has any possible information relating to the shooting.
Can you tell us details about the suspect being taken into custody? Where, how long ago?
We cannot at this point, but we will get you that information when we can.
Is there believed to be a second individual involved in the shooting?
At this point, there is no information that would lead us to believe that there is a second person involved.
Can you guys talk about the possible shooter?
Do you want to talk about what we know there?
Yeah. The only information we have on the suspect, the possible shooter, is taken from closed circuit TV here on campus. We do have that. We're analyzing it. but it is security camera footage, so you can kind of guess what the quality of that is. But we do know dressed in all dark clothing, but we don't have a much better description other than that.
Where do you think the shot came from?
The shot came from here on campus, from a location at potentially from a roof. Yes, a longer distance shot from a roof.
So to clarify, with the security camera footage you have and the person of interest that's in custody, does that match up?
That's what we're trying to decipher right now.
So did FBI or DHS have?
Okay, so basically, whoever did this, man, was actually trained. It's no way possible just some idiot with a rifle just got up on a roof and did this. Whoever this person is has some real training, bro. This is crazy. You got to watch out here in these streets.
Anything on the threat board this morning?
I can't speak.
I'll just say that the investigation is ongoing, and as soon as we have further information, we will be sure to release it.
Any indications of foreign intelligence involvement?
As of now, I can't comment on any of that.
Thank you. Can you talk a little about?
Okay, so you know what I'm saying? We're going to keep going here a little bit because, we're going to dive off into the X side of the situation, Twitter, X, and yeah, man, it's wild out here. It is wild out here. And we got to understand how dangerous this is in today's society, even when speaking upon, what you feel like is your opinion and stuff. It can get very dangerous because you have a lot of lunatics that are on the loose in today's society that are not checked, and it gets very horrible here. So let's go here now. Let's see what Myron had to say. Well, just a little bit. I don't think he said too much in this one, but here we go.
I'm just going to join this thing right quick for you guys.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm the chairman of the College Republicans of America. I had 5 students working the event with Charlie. The latest updates we're getting from those students, one whose friend is at the hospital and one who's a state rep in Utah, have both said that Charlie has passed. And that is unconfirmed by the news. This is just the word on the ground.
Can I ask quickly, who confirmed that?
One of my students who is near the hospital and one who is a state rep from Utah.
Wow. These are the moments. These are the moments that truly are shocking here, because this is crazy. Yeah, it's a lot here. It's a lot.
So the word has just come down that Charlie Kirk is dead at 31 years old, a husband, a father, a Christian, a business owner, an entrepreneur, an influencer, one of the most important conservative minds on the planet is dead because of Democrat rhetoric. Mr. President, I don't know what your response to this is going to be, but there damn well better be one. The American people did not elect you to sit back and allow American citizens to be assassinated for their opinions. I don't know what your response is going to be, but it better be swift and it better be forceful. We know the people that are behind this. We know the voices that are driving it. We know the networks that are funding it. We know the accounts and the influencers and the social media propagandists who are pushing it. And every single one of them need to get a knock on the door by the FBI. We've all seen the videos. We've all seen the accounts. We've all seen the rhetoric. We've all seen the violence. We see the rage that is growing on the radical left, and it has to be stopped. They're not going to stop it on their own because this is exactly what they intended. Mr. President, you need to do something, and you got to do something fast. These people cannot continue to radicalize a portion of the country, or else it's going to get worse.
And I agree. Now, talking to the president, it is what it is. I get it. You know what I'm saying? As a grown man, I understand. I'm about business too. But yeah, though, I definitely agree with what he said, though. I'm pretty sure Trump has got something that he's going to put in place. It's just reality here. Trump is not an ignorant man. And yeah, this situation is truly horrible. So yeah, I guarantee you there's something in the woodwork that they're working on behind the scenes and trying to find this bastard, or whoever the governor said that they may have had in custody. That was not the original guy that they had in custody. So, you know, they had one guy in custody at first, but obviously the evidence didn't pan out with him. He was let go. Okay, cool. So obviously they're doing their job. They're not just trying to pin this shit on somebody. So, you know, that's a damn good thing. That's a damn good thing. They're taking their time. They're trying to really figure shit out. They're trying to really get down to the meat and spit out the bones. I'm glad of that. You know what I'm saying? Because this is something that doesn't need to be screwed up. It doesn't need to be botched. It doesn't need to be, taken advantage of. It needs to be thoroughly looked through. We need the actual person who committed the crime in custody, and we need to nail his ass to the wall publicly.
This video's in regards to Charlie Kirk, and this video's for the fucking liberals. It's war, motherfuckers. We're coming for you. We're coming for you. And spare me your fucking self-righteous bullshit lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you. This video's in regards to Charlie.
Okay, now see, I put this in because, at the same time though too, there are men out here with his mindset that are also, because obviously he's on the right, so, but he's at an extreme level, and I get it. When you're in a battle type of mindset or war type of mindset, you look at this like you would look at this situation as war. Like that's how he's looking at it. But this is not what we need right now. We don't need more shedding of innocent blood or blood, period. We don't need more of that. We need camaraderie. We need a sit down with both sides and need to come together in this country and try to promote this country first and try to make sure that we all win over here. Not just at the top, not, in the middle. We need to win all together. I definitely do not agree with what this gentleman here is trying to say. He's trying to promote something that I'm not about, technically, even though he's not saying it technically, but you just get the point, coming after you and this and that. No, we don't need more of that. That's the whole problem with what happened with Mr. Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Is, that's the whole issue. It's too much of that going on right now. Too much of that. And that's the whole problem. So, all right. Of course, we're going to keep going, man. RIP to Mr. Charlie. You know what I'm saying? Mad love to his family. Definitely his children that would never get to experience their father. Never get to really truly experience their father. And as young children, that young and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot that they're not going to be able to remember as they get older. But it's truly sad that he was taken like this, and it's, oh my God, this is egregious. This is so egregious. So we're going to keep going here because, like I said, there's more people, and we're going to see what people have to say, what people are saying out here. Let's go here now.
I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of it. You men of this generation are weak. You want to attack somebody? You want a little chaos in your life? Attack me. Pick me. Don't pick the little girl on the train while you're behind her and she's not paying attention, you little fucking snake. I'll ride that train every day for the next 3 years with my eyes closed if you just come get me, dude. We're supposed to protect women and children, and you little predators are just out here sneaking around going after the weakest people you can find. And this man's supposed to get his day in court? Is he innocent until proven guilty? Let me guess, it was mental illness. Weak. I hope this somehow finds the FYPs of the predators. You are pathetic. You are weak.
Oh, hold on. I may have the wrong one here, guys. Sorry. I didn't fully watch everything through because I want to genuinely react. I thought this was part of the Charlie Kirk situation, which, it was hashtagged in there. Okay. So that's something different. He talking about the guy on the train, which that's stupid too. Just being honest. He's talking about the guy that stabbed the Ukraine lady on the train. That's egregious too. Jesus, man, it's crazy out here. Yeah, we're dealing with a lot here in America. We're dealing with a lot. All right, so hold on here. Let me keep going. He got you right here. Hold on, let's go here now.
We have some insane breaking news. Charlie Kirk has been shot at an event in.
Oh, no, Harry. You don't get to do this. Buddy boy, you've talked so bad about Charlie Kirk day in and day out. Oh, son, it's on your hands. The blood's on your hands, buddy boy. You have done so much propaganda, Harry. You have brainwashed so many people, Harry. And now you're going to turn around and try to act like you're the good guy? Oh, no, you're a devil. You're a Democratic devil. You and your people like CNN and Jolly Good Ginger, all you have done is escalated violence in this country to the point they are hunting us and people are getting shot. Innocent people are getting shot. All Charlie talks about is the family. But no, here's little Harry Sisson, always dividing, always causing the friction. You have made so many people hate Charlie Kirk, and probably that old man that shot him probably listens to you. I guarantee we could go through your following and we'd find him. You snot-nosed little brat, you don't get to do this time. We are not going to allow it. You need to delete your account and get the fuck off TikTok.
Damn. So you know what I'm saying? What's okay, I've never heard of this young man that he's speaking about. Let's see, Harry Sisson, the sissy, whatever, I don't know. It's crazy. So yeah, it is what it is out here, man. This is wild. This is wild that we're dealing with this, man. And when I woke up this morning, I never thought I'd be making this live tonight. This is crazy. This is crazy, bro. Man, all right. So, of course, we got more to check out. Let's go here now.
Some more reaction here to Charlie Kirk's death. Still, people in shock right now, given the news just happening earlier this afternoon. We want to continue to hear from people about Charlie Kirk and his legacy. Let's go right now out to TPUSA's headquarters out in Phoenix. That is where we find Kenzie Beach with Fox 10 Phoenix here with the very latest. And Kenzie, what are people saying right now?
Yeah, so to just kind of paint a picture of what has been happening here at the Turning Point USA headquarters right here in Phoenix, Arizona, a lot of people in the valley coming to pay their respects. A very large growing memorial. Flags are at half staff here, actually ordered by President Trump all over the country. But I kind of step out of the way to show you what they have just unveiled here. A new memorial they stuck into the ground. It says, "May Charlie be received into the merciful arms of Jesus, our loving Savior." And as we move over to the left, you can see at the front door of Turning Point photos of Charlie, people bringing flowers, balloons, coming to pay their respects. It's a very emotional and somber time here, but we heard new information from the FBI Director Kash Patel that they are still looking for a suspect, the person responsible for shooting and killing CEO and founder of Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk. Now, they have now taken 2 people into custody and released those 2 people into custody. So the suspect is still on the loose. Now, they evacuated that college campus. We spoke to, actually, our Fox 10 affiliate in Utah spoke to a lot of witnesses describing what that was like, the moments before and after this shooting. And we've also seen aerials. This was not just college students on this campus, but families as well.
Just one shot straight into Charlie Kirk, and that was it.
He was talking about guns right when he was shot.
And then he fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran. Everyone got down. Everyone was so scared. And I just grabbed her, and my boss is with us, which is her mom. She was like, "Run." And we finally got up and followed the crowd, and I just kept holding her. I don't even have my shoes on. I left my keys, and everyone's just scared. It's traumatizing.
not only the public safety director of Utah, but also the FBI director, Kash Patel, talking about they believe this was a targeted attack, a single shot directed at Charlie Kirk. And as I mentioned, we're here at Turning Point headquarters in Arizona. Not only are the headquarters here, but Charlie Kirk and his family spending a lot of time here in Arizona. They got a home here, and it's somewhere where Charlie Kirk spent a lot of time prior to the 2024 presidential election. And that's what Turning Point is about, reaching out to young voters on high school and college campuses. And that's exactly what Charlie Kirk was doing today when his...
Yeah. All right. So this is where we at, people. And yeah. So we're going to go here now, and we're going to hear what Trump had to say, because I found this in the middle of this broadcast, and it had popped up, and it's about an hour ago from, when I started this broadcast, technically. So we're going to go here now and see what Trump had to say about the situation.
To my great fellow Americans, I am filled with grief and anger at the heinous assassination of Charlie Kirk on a college campus in Utah. Charlie inspired millions, and tonight, all who knew him and loved him are united in shock and horror. Charlie was a patriot who devoted his life to the cause of open debate and the country that he loved so much, the United States of America. He fought for liberty, democracy, justice, and the American people. He's a martyr for truth and freedom, and there's never been anyone who was so respected by youth. Charlie was also a man of deep, deep faith, and we take comfort in the knowledge that he is now at peace with God in heaven. Our prayers are with his wife, Erica, the two young, beloved children, and his entire family, who he loved more than anything in the world. We ask God to watch over them in this terrible hour of heartache and pain. This is a dark moment for America. Charlie Kirk traveled the nation, joyfully engaging with everyone interested in good faith debate. His mission was to bring young people into the political process, which he did better than anybody ever, to share his love of country and to spread the simple words of common sense. On campuses nationwide, he championed his ideas with courage, logic, humor, and grace. It's a long past time for all Americans and the media to confront the fact that violence and murder are the tragic consequence of demonizing those with whom you disagree day after day, year after year, in the most hateful and despicable way possible. For years, those on the radical left have compared wonderful Americans like Charlie to Nazis and the world's worst mass murderers and criminals. This kind of rhetoric is directly responsible for the terrorism that we're seeing in our country today, and it must stop right now. My administration will find each and every one of those who contributed to this atrocity and to other political violence, including the organizations that fund it and support it, as well as those who go after our judges, law enforcement officials, and everyone else who brings order to our country. From the attack on my life in Butler, Pennsylvania last year, which killed a husband and father, to the attacks on ICE agents, to the vicious murder of a healthcare executive in the streets of New York, to the shooting of House Majority Leader Steve Scalise and 3 others, radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. Tonight, I ask all Americans to commit themselves to the American values for which Charlie Kirk lived and died, the values of free speech, citizenship, the rule of law, and the patriotic devotion and love of God. Charlie was the best of America, and the monster who attacked him was attacking our whole country. An assassin tried to silence him with a bullet, but he failed, because together we will ensure that his voice, his message, and his legacy will live on for countless generations to come. Today, because of this heinous act, Charlie's voice has become bigger and grander than ever before. and it's not even close. May God bless his memory. May God watch over his family. And may God bless the United States of America. Thank you.
Shout out to that. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm definitely sending a prayer up for Charlie and his family, man. You know, may the Lord bless them. You know, it's just ignorant to see this situation here, man. And it definitely is hurtful. You know, I'm definitely pissed off by this, bro. You know, that we can live in a country, man, where we can't even speak our mind to each other and sit down and have genuine debates and figure out the problem. Because that's the only way we're gonna figure out the problem is if we sit down and have debates and figure out the sides and try to meet somewhere in the middle. That's the only way. And to try to, you know, force your opinions on people in such a way like this, because that's what this is, you know, this idiot, you know, whoever he is, hopefully we catch this fool. Hopefully we catch this. Oh, wait, I want to call him the N-word so bad. You know what I'm saying? You know, because the N-word to me has nothing to do with skin color. It has everything to do with the mindset. You know, and it's hurtful that we as people can't talk civilized and can't, you know, come together and do the things that we're supposed to do as human beings and hash out our issues. Yeah, man, this is sad, man. You know, mad love to Mr. Kirk's family, friends. Definitely, you know, I want them to keep that organization going because, you know, he's been doing good things and stuff like that with their organization, you know, regardless of whether you believe, regardless of whether you like his political views or not, whatever, you know, he's definitely a decent man, family man. He's about business and he's not about chaos and turmoil. So, yeah, this is where we at here. Y'all be safe out there, man. This dude, whoever he is, he opened up a new can of worms. And y'all are about to see how things are finna change here. A lot of people are going to start waking up. A lot of people are going to stop with this foolishness. You're going to have a lot more people than you thought, you know what I'm saying, Trump won the election through a sweep. And he did. But to have this happen like this, with this man's family there, friends, all types of stuff, to have this happen like this, it's going to be a huge issue. And to be honest with you, though, I think that the left, the whole Democratic Party, they're not finna win anything anytime soon.
So what the French toast is there to think about?
They're not finna win anything anytime soon. I think it's over with for them for a while. We could say goodbye to them for at least 30, 40 years. You know, hey, hi, ho, whatever. We could say goodbye to them. They didn't allow this shit to go too damn far. Instead of reeling this shit in, they didn't allow shit to just stay in the air like this. And this is how it's going down. You could say goodbye to the Democratic Party. So, au revoir, or whatever you say in French, however it goes down, y'all can have it, bruh. Because y'all ain't finna get back in office no time soon. See you in 40 or 50 years. And that, my friends, is, hold on, my bad, sorry.
And that, my friends, is the bottom line.
Yes, that, my friends, is the bottom line.